You know, Erin, what about I think the one thing that I get from this is that the shaman guy went away for 4 years and he was let in. And I'm thinking, like, I've never seen that footage. It seems unfair to me.
There's a lot of footage. And the one thing that I will say is that Speaker McCarthy was very clear. He was going to be transparent. He was going to put that out. And heaven forbid that the Capitol Hill press corps meet a politician who kept their word.
Yeah.
I worked on the Hill. I know these reporters. And if this footage had been handed to any other network, to CNN, NBC, ABC, any network, they would have chosen to your point, the story that they wanted to tell on this. And so, of course, there's two sides to every story. That's what we're seeing here. But Kevin McCarthy said he was going off of it. They didn't want. They brought in a television producer to make that a primetime spectacle. And then when other people are given opportunity to see that footage, oh, that's political malfeasance. It just doesn't hold water when you actually put it up for a smell test.
Yeah, it'd be funny if McCarthy had actually handed all of that footage to Don Lemon. He would have edited it just to show all the hot guys.
Cat would have been very short, by the way. Just saying.
How dare Lookist. I don't think we're paying enough attention to Schumer calling for censorship. People always say, like, oh, it's not censorship if it's a private company. But what we've seen in the past 5 years with the tech companies and government, it's the government telling private companies, and he did it in plain view. He said to Fox, censor this.
Yeah, he used the word obligation.
Yes.
You have an obligation. And that's just not true. And that's kind of scary, and it should be scary regardless of what you think about what Tucker said, or if you totally agree, or if you kind of agree, or if you totally disagree. If you think it's just absolutely horrible, everything that he's doing. Chuck Schumer can say that. It's horrible what Tucker is saying. I disagree with what Tucker is saying. What's scary is to say you have an obligation to stop this, because he's a really high-ranking government official.
Right.
I can't think of any situation where someone's saying that about someone that I would be okay with that, and that would make me uncomfortable, even if it was something that I, absolutely hated. If it was like a whole hour of how much I suck.
Yes.
I still would be like, you got to let it roll.
That's a new show, actually.
On Fox Nation?
It's going to be
You're hosting it.
I'm hosting it.
Isn't that what this show is?
Last word to you, Charles. What's your angle on this?
It's just mind-boggling. Listen, the people who went crazy, they're paying the price for it. I don't think the overwhelming majority of the people there were there for that, but you get caught up in these sort of things. It wasn't an insurrection, it wasn't organized insurrection. But what really is amazing is, and I agree, like the cherry picking thing. Like, come on, give me a break. This J6 committee was one of the biggest dry holes in history. I don't know. At some point, historians are going to figure out what was the biggest dry hole: the J6 committee, the Russian hoax, or Al Capone's vault, right? They're going to have to figure out which one of these things was the worst waste of time.
And Geraldo was wrong on all three.
And in the meantime, the media outrage. Now, I'll admit, I don't watch these channels that much. Like, I watch MSNBC the way you look at a lunar eclipse, right? I kind of look at it for a second. And then change it. I got sunglasses on. I got a visor. I'll turn that
with. And nearly 10% of consumers have taken action, too, usually through public shaming or pestering them in person or online. It's how Janet Yellen got even with her hairstylist. Couldn't work again. But when it comes to handling these complaints, customers say certain businesses handle it better than others. Sectors like banking, food delivery, and package delivery do well. So does my masseuse. But he uses too much knuckle.
It's not knuckle. Sorry. It's a comedy show. Right?
It's a comedy show. But things like pay TV, automotive, and air travel, not so much. That makes sense. I'm pretty sure Spirit would put seats on the outside of the plane if they could. One customer service strategy that seems to piss people off the most, having to listen to a robot before you can speak to an actual person. But I guess now we know how White House reporters feel. But maybe this is why more companies should employ married men. They're well trained to deal with nagging.
A sexist would say.
Erin, have you ever publicly shamed a company? Like, there was a time where everybody was like going on Twitter, and actually I used to make fun of it. But then if that's your only outlet to get to a budget rent a car, like my car's not here. Have you ever done that?
I don't believe I have done that, but now I'm sure someone's going to go through my Twitter history and be like, oh, yeah, this one time. But I don't remember doing that. But I'd like to welcome the private sector to the public sector. There are staff assistants and interns on Capitol Hill that get screamed at on the phone every day, all summer long, all of the time. And people were locked up all through 2020, so they're coming out swinging now.
Yeah.
And they're angry, they want retribution, they want things to go well. And if you're a Bravo fan, there's a big scandal right now that Tom Sandoval, one of the guys on Vanderpump Rules, cheated on his girlfriend, and Yelp had to shut down the reviews for his restaurant because Bravo fans were going on there and just dragging the rating down by giving him 1 star because he cheated on his girlfriend.
You know what you just did? You just explained to me this whole story that I had no idea what it was, but it's always in the New York Post.
Yes.
And I'm going, who is Sandoval? Who are these people? I've never heard of these people. And it just shows you there's no connection between Bravo and Fox.
It's my patriotic duty. I'm glad to be here to do this. Little did you know, big Bravo fan. And yeah, Yelp has had to shut down the restaurant rating because people are angry and taking it down.
That's amazing. You just described, I should hire you to explain things to me. You know, Charles, the point about the shutdown